How's it going, everybody? It is your boy here, the Bee's Knees, and today I'm back with another video, one that you guys have been requesting for a while. I am going to be doing an avatar makeup tutorial for you guys today. I know it's been a while. I did one on TikTok, and since then I've kind of changed up my routine and how I do things, and I find that it ends up being a better look. So we're going to go about it that way. First things first, let's go over the supplies that you guys are gonna need. Alrighty, so first and foremost, most importantly, you're going to need some body paint. Also, shout out to Douglas in the back sniffing at everything. So I have two brands that I have used for this. My first one that I ever got was the Athena paint palette. As you can see, my blues are destroyed. And the ones that I actually prefer now are the Mehron brand face paint. So it's weird because I got these both for they were $5 each on Amazon. And this one is Micoli and this one's Mehron, but they're exactly the same, just different colors. The Athena face paint palette is amazing just because it comes with so many different colors. It comes with the setting powder in the kit as well as some brushes. So whatever suits your fancy. For a first timer, it doesn't really matter. As you get used to doing the paint more and you figure out what you're comfortable with, and if you want more of a matte paint or a gloss paint or a water activated paint or a paint that stays on longer, you'll figure it out for yourself. Whatever you like, you will figure it out for yourself in time. But as for now, I am still very much so a beginner. Anyways, so you're gonna need some paints. Next up, you're gonna need some brushes. Apparently, if you're like me, brushes that you haven't washed since the last time that you put on this cosplay. I know it's bad. It's bad for your skin. It gives you acne. It's gross. There's germs. But I'm lazy. But they're all blue. You can see that. So it doesn't matter. I'll go through the brushes as we're doing it, but I just always grab a handful of makeup brushes because I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Next, you're gonna need some barrier spray for the way I do it. So barrier spray is essentially just something that you put on top of paint to help it set, and so it's still gonna rub off. It's body paint. So if you sit there and you're rubbing your face, it's still gonna come off, even with this stuff. But with this stuff, it makes it so if your clothes accidentally brush it or you accidentally do something, it makes it harder to come off. So barrier spray is important. Shout out to my friend Arcus for even telling me that barrier spray existed, because if he hadn't have told me, I would have been getting blue everywhere. Next, you're going to need a face primer of some sort. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't want my face to stain because there's nothing worse than showing up to work on Monday morning and you're blue. So there you go. Moving on, you are going to need an eyeshadow palette. I actually have two here. I have my Morphe James Charles palette. This bad boy is the hookup with the colors. I've had this for a while. There's stickers everywhere. As you can see, lately I've been using my blues a lot, but this palette is a lifesaver. The other palette that I have is the Avatar NYX palette. I love this palette strictly because look at how pretty this palette is. It is gorgeous. I have the whole collection and it's amazing. The colors in it are very pretty, and mostly I use these blues for the cosplay, and maybe some of this for sparklier highlights if I'm going for that look. I also use the Sahelu with You color a lot for just doing my inner corners in the mornings. But on days where I do use makeup, I always go for this palette because I'm tall and I love that little vibe of feeling like I'm a Na'vi walking around humans all day at work. It's great. So 3 things. You are going to need some mascara of your choice. I have so many different mascaras, it doesn't really matter. Whichever one you use is fine. This is the Essence Lash Princess. This is a new one that I got. This will only be the 3rd or 4th time of me using it. I don't really like it. I feel like it's a little bit chunky, but for your eyelashes to stand out against a face full of makeup, definitely bigger is bolder, because I've seen some people use false eyelashes for this, and I'm nothing against false eyelashes. I use false eyelashes all the time. It's harder for them to stick on face paint and they peel off a lot easier, and so I'm no. Well, we're not doing that. You are going to need a white eyeliner. I prefer using a stick for this. You can technically use a liquid. The one time I tried using a liquid, it was terrible because we're going to be tight lining the unders of our eyes with this. So this is the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner stick. Yeah, you can just get this. I bought this at Ulta for $3. Next up, you're going to need some kind of pink or skin color. I've seen people use eyeshadow for this. I preferably use a matte liquid lipstick for it because it stays longer, it's easier to shade with eyeshadow, and then also I use this for like scar tones and stuff on makeup anyways. I've literally never, I think I put this on my lips once, like right after I bought it, but I've only ever used this for like scars and painting my nose and stuff like that. So you are going to need some clear translucent setting powder, and the setting powder, this is the setting powder that came with my Athena face paint kit that I told you guys about. But any kind of translucent powder will work. I have a translucent powder by, I believe, NYX that I've used for this too. It's more of a banana color though. Any kind of translucent powder, because it's going to sop up those oils from the paint, give it a more matte look so you're not sitting there just like shining. It's also going to help your makeup set and stay longer for those of you who are new to makeup. And then I use a beauty blender. You can tell it's blue. Obviously, it's what we're doing here. I use a beauty blender because it's easier to get the colors just to like blend out more. I've seen some people not, so it's totally up to you. If you do want to use one, all the power to you. If you don't want to use one, all the power to you. Again, we make our own choices in this life, so we just try to make good ones, right? So this is my choice. This is a hydrating primer mist, again, because taking care of your skin is important, and we don't want acne or crusty dry skin or to stain our face. It's not what we want. It's not the goal we're going for here. Let's go ahead and get started and make ourselves blue. Contacts in first and foremost for me personally, because when I put contacts in, I have to sit there and fiddle with them for like a really long time, and my eyes water, my nose runs. You can see my nose is red right now because I was in like frantically blowing my nose. Anytime I put makeup or anything on my face, like my nose runs and my eyes water, which sucks, but it's fine. We're here. Anyways, let's change into something a little more appropriate to like paint ourselves blue in, and we'll be right back. So first, we're just gonna spray our face with this. Makes it easy. You want to get your neck and everywhere. You want to make sure you're getting your neck and your whole face and just kind of pat that in. I also put on some chapstick a little bit ago, so like my lips wouldn't get absolutely like demolished by the paint and look all cracked and weird. Alright, so we're gonna start off with this light blue, and one thing that I was told that has always like really stuck with me was just load up your brush. Like every time you put your brush to your face, it should always just be like loaded with paint. I used to just put the stick right onto my face, but then it was like really uneven, so instead I just load up the brush with like a really good amount of paint and just go for it. You just start wherever and just try to keep your strokes even. I want to eventually buy a bigger brush because I'm going to be going to Fan Expo Denver in like literally 2 weeks. I'm so excited to debut my Avatar cosplay there. I'm going to be going there to meet Hayden Christensen, so I am really excited about that. So you want to make sure that you're getting like all of your crevices and creases and like everything. It can be a bit messy, but you gotta just kind of like trust the process in the beginning because the paint goes on like really smooth, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. I always kind of go backwards into my eyebrows too to make sure that paint's like feeding into my eyebrows before going back over them. Similarly to like if you're actually like doing your eyebrows. And then I don't run the brush like all the way up against my eyeline. I kind of just let the beauty blender take care of that. So we're gonna go kind of into the hairline and kind of just like mush it in there so it blends. And if you have piercings, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like if you have facial piercings, but I've never had any problems with it. I literally just paint right over my nose rings and it's not even a problem. So I'm going to finish this base coat really quick and I'll be right back. So once you look absolutely horrifying, you know you're definitely on the right track. My ears, as you guys have seen from my videos, only like, I don't have to paint my whole ear because my ears like actually come out, but so I'm just only doing a little bit. But you do want to make sure that you get down your neck because my bodysuit usually ends like about like here. But I always go a little below it because the bodysuit will like rub as you move throughout the day. Also, forgive the noise, like my cats are in the background. Karen! Hi! Everyone, this is Big Karen. She is amazing and large, and I love her. So you do want to make sure that you get behind everything good too. So you want to make sure you get behind yours. Yeah, Karen? You want to be blue? Okay. Don't make fun of how I'm talking to my cat. That's Karen's voice. So once you look like a knockoff Smurf, you're ready to switch up the colors a little bit. You're going in with the darker shade. And with this, I always just do a little bit of like light contouring. I kind of just start doing like some shades down here, just kind of like accentuating my jawline. Does it look about even? Okay. And just kind of color blocking it in, doing some shading for like the jawline because you want your jaw to look absolutely snatched. And then I usually always do a little bit here to accentuate the necklines. And then of course here just to get the starter for like how our nose is gonna be, but obviously like that's not gonna be the only shading we do on it. I was always just told like pretend you're doing your makeup normally but like your face is blue. Then you're gonna go in and just start smacking your face until everything is blended out smoothly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this and speed the process up for you guys. Every time I contour, I always think of that old video that blew up during like, it was like right before COVID or right after COVID. It was like, this contour stick and this contour palette. I regret buying both. That's how I feel when I'm doing this. Ignore my arm jiggle, okay? I'm not skinny, but I'm winning, and so that's all that matters. So you want to make sure you get up into your hairline so that people on the internet don't yell at you. That's a reference from my TikTok. If you get that, congratulations. If you don't, go follow me on TikTok and watch the video. It's hilarious. Once you're at this step and you just look blue and good, you want to let this completely dry. So just go do your laundry or go check the mail and terrify your neighbor or something. I'm gonna let this dry and then I will be right back. And then once you get to this point, you always have to itch somewhere and you can't scratch it, otherwise you'll mess up your makeup. It's just the initiation of being covered in face paint. So no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna leave you high and dry like that. So if you do itch when your face is covered in makeup, just take your beauty blender and just like tap it wherever you're itching. So it's actually like helping your cause and not like defeating the purpose of you doing this. Alrighty, so now that it is dry, we are just going to load up our brush with some setting powder. Maybe not load it up, there's a lot in there. But we're just going to take in some setting powder and now that you look like a beignet, you're doing a good job. Try not to breathe it in though. We're just going to let this sit for a little bit and I'm going to clean myself up and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so now that it's set for about 5 minutes, we are just going to brush off as much as we can. So now I'm going to go in with some barrier spray. I never said it was a graceful process. So now the fun part, now we get to start doing some contouring, but first we're going to go in with the white eyeliner. So we're going to tightline just the bottom part of our eyes. And it's okay if you're not used to tightlining your eyes. It took me a while to get used to it because I'm just like freaky about anything going near my eyes. But it was the same battle with contacts. But once you get there, you're there, you know, and you're gonna do fine. You're doing fine. Alrighty, so once you did that and you messed up right there, all it takes is a little corner of this. You're back in the game, my guy. Alrighty, so now that we've done that, we get to the fun stuff. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go into my avatar palette and I'm going to go into the color Banshee Skies, which is just this glittery one right here. And so now we're just going to go in. I usually just start to shade like just my lids is what I do. Just to add a little bit of pretty to it, you know? And if it doesn't look perfect, it's fine. You can always fix it with the beauty blender. Your beauty blender that is packed with all that color is going to like save you so many times. Like you don't even know. Karen has returned. Hi, Karen. So now, this is when James Charles comes in clutch because we are going to take, so we're just going to take a little, like, it's a fluffy brush, but it's like flatter. And we're going to go in with the lightest blue for right now because we're just building. So right now we're just kind of mapping out where our nose line is going to go. Well, first of all, the first time I ever did this was just like completely with eyeshadow. So it was like, you know, a spiritual awakening. Now that I have face paint and I just have to use eyeshadow for like contouring, it's a lot easier. Once you kind of have your lines mapped out, I usually mix a little bit of these two blues together. Like just mix it in the mixing pot. And then I just come in and deepen those lines going up. And then I bring them up more into like my brow bone. Because you want it to look like your nose is like one full piece coming down, if that makes sense. Honestly, shading the nose is like one of like the easier parts. Watch, I say that and now I'm gonna like struggle with it now that I'm on camera. It's easy because you just follow your own like nose shape. And then we're just gonna take like the tip of like our beauty blender and just pack that in and shade it so it looks more like a shadow and less like a hard line. So now we're gonna get a brush that doesn't have any other weird colors on it and just blend that out. This is why it's important to clean your brushes. And this should honestly be my learning lesson, but I know it probably won't be. So once you have that, your nose is kind of there. Okay, then we're gonna do those little inner cat eye corners. So I usually use like a flat, wide brush, skinny wide brush. I don't know, I'm not a makeup person. And this is when I go into Sahelu with you. So this is what I'm somewhat like most confident in because I do this, like I will like wear my makeup like this normally. So you just kind of stamp it in your waterline and then just bring her on down a little bit and just stamp. You don't even have to really drag the brush like that, you just stamp. And once you stamp, you're good to go. Me don't drag the brush, also me drags the brush. You can just go in and darken it once you have your guidelines for where you want your corners. And then boom, you got little inner circle cat eye things. Now we're gonna move on to the nose. Alrighty, so like I said for this, I literally just take this like liquid lip and I'll just start by kind of just going up my nose and following the natural like curvatures of my nose. And again, don't be afraid if you mess up because that beauty blender is sitting over there and it's packed full of makeup. And then I always kind of try to like curve it upwards on the sides so it goes down into like a shape, kind of like that. Boom. And then you have an alien cat nose. And just stretch your like mouth down and get in those inner corners. And then bring it down a tiny bit. Fill in there. In your nose. Boom. And then I usually just take my finger and like blend it out a little bit so it's not like such a hard line. There you go. You have an avatar nose. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. It's cool, isn't it? I always like it when I like snarl and how it like looks like it raises. I like that. I'm weird, sorry. Anyways, so we are going to go back for our James Charles palette. And again, always start off with like the lightest color. That's your best bet. I usually mix again for the start of the stripes. I usually mix these two colors again. So that's what I'm doing. And then you just kind of look at your face and judge like how you think you want. I always kind of like start with ones like in the corners because I think it looks cool. So the stripes, like, you don't really have to have a set pattern unless I guess like you're following a character and you want them to be like the exact same. But for the most part, just have fun with it. And it's like, you know, if you were an avatar, what would your stripe pattern be like? So once you have that, you just go in and start going hog wild with your stripe. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're doing amazing. And honestly, this is all totally your creation anyways of yourself as an avatar. So have fun with it. I mean, are you gonna sit there and be like, I don't look like a blue alien the way I want to be? Like, no. So as you can see, to like add more of that like stripy look, I'm like just patting the brush like up. And then you just keep on going. Have fun with it. Literally, like, just, you know, live your truth. Live your dreams. Be a blue alien from Pandora, you know? Who cares? Be a blue alien from Earth, like I am. So my hand is heavier at the base of the stripe, and then I kind of just let like the fallout from the brush, take it out here. So it's not like super dark. Like I said, it's always darker at the base. My cats are just watching me like, bro, why are you always doing shit like this on like a random Friday? Because, Douglas, I have to live my truth. My truth just so happens to be an alien war soldier. Douglas is like right here. What you doing? Quit it. Don't do that. You know, it's been stuck in my head. That TikTok sounds like, Ashley, look at me. And I'm like, I want to do a transition with that on TikTok, like, so bad. One thing that I forgot to tell you to grab a supply for in the beginning of this video, but it's fine. I wasn't thinking about it until just now. I have this wonderful UV white eyeliner that I bought off of Amazon. And we are just going to go in. I like it because it glows in the dark. We're just going to add some little spots. I noticed they don't really have like a set pattern, but they do kind of like follow along like the stripes a little bit. The kernels, like little like glowy thingies. I don't know what they're called. I know there's like a name for them, but I can't process it right now. Like his are so pretty, like genuinely. So I am going to add some stripes on my neck too. And these ones I always kind of do random and like down. I've spent a lot of time staring at these guys because like, I don't know, like. So now that you've gotten that far, I learned this next thing that I'm going to tell you the hard way too. Always put your bodysuit on before you put your ears on. Because it is a pain in the ass to do that. Okay, so we're going to go get dressed and then glue on the ears. Alrighty, here we are. Now you're going to glue on your ears. I have these ears. These are the ears that I use. They are from, what's the name of the company? I can't remember the name of the company right now, but I will put it in the description of this video. I'm just using Spirit Gum. I'll show you the little bottle in a second, but it is a handy dandy prosthetic applicator that works amazing for cosplay and Ren Fair, everything. So this is the one. Wait, I think the name is Adriani Studios. I got this from them. So these ears are by Adriani Studios. Once your ears are fully coated in Spirit Gum on the backings that you're going to glue on, I like to just dry them for a second. Kind of like you're putting on false eyelashes just so they like stick more right away. They like stick better. And then they're literally just going to go over the top of your ear. And then you just push them on and then pinch them to your earlobe. And then you're going to do the same on this side. And try not to get it in your hair. Like, I've done that and it hurts a lot. Now you just gotta wait for your ears to dry. This actually looks really good. Like, I am so happy. My lips feel like drier than the Sahara right now. But this is actually really good. I feel like this is like the best avatar makeup I've ever done. And you guys caught it in like 4K. So, congratulations. You're witnessing history. Just quick sponsorship, I guess, while we let this dry. If you're not following me on TikTok, I would really, really appreciate it. We're almost at 10,000 followers. Right now, I am at 7,900, I do believe. I post content on there every single day, so you guys should come check it out. I do all kinds of cosplay stuff. I do review videos. I post videos of my cats and me and my friends being dumb and going on adventures. So if you guys want to go check that out, there's also tons of convention content on there as well. My Fan Expo Denver stuff will be on there when I go to con as well, and the full vlog video will be on here. This will be the last video I'm uploading before my Fan Expo Denver video, so I'm excited. Anyways, I would really appreciate it if you guys would go check this out. If you like this tutorial, I work really hard, but you guys are amazing. And if you're here from TikTok, hi guys, how's it going? I love all of you, and you probably got all the inside TikTok jokes that I cracked, but thank you guys so much for following me. If you don't know, I am a Native American creator from in the middle of nowhere, California. I grew up in a very small town, literally only has a population of like 300 people. I was definitely the odd one for doing this kind of stuff, so I just thank you guys for continuing to appreciate my content and like the stuff that I do and just enjoy me being stupid. So yeah, I love you guys, and I love all the love that you've given me, so thank you. I really appreciate it. But no, seriously, I do appreciate you guys so much for enjoying my content and watching my videos, and I cannot wait to show you guys more. So I'm super excited to be debuting this cosplay out of state. This cosplay had an amazing reaction at Sac Spring. I am just super excited for everything. Like, I love the feedback. I love just your guys' love. You guys are amazing. Like I've dealt with some negative like feedback since I've started doing this cosplay, but I'm still a noob at cosplay, period. So we're trying our best. Alrighty guys, so once you got your ears on, here's the finished look. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you use my tutorial to turn yourself into an avatar, I would absolutely be honored to see. So go ahead and tag me in it on Instagram or TikTok. I will leave both of those in the description below. But thank you guys, and feel free to follow along with it if you want and do some rewinding and everything, and just go for it. But thank you guys so much again for loving my content and following me. I know I just did a spiel about that a second ago. But anyways, here's the completed avatar look. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.